Chapter 17. The Seduction of Pessimism. The author once came across a quote by historian Deirdre McCloskey that stuck with him. For reasons I have never understood, people like to hear that the world is going to hell. It was simple, but it captured something deep about human nature. And the more Housel observed the way people responded to financial news, the more he saw it play out. He realized that pessimism doesn't just spread faster, it resonates more deeply. It sounds like someone is trying to help you, like they're offering protection. Optimism, on the other hand, often feels like a sales pitch. When someone says, "Everything will be fine," it feels naive. But say, "Everything's about to collapse," and people sit up and listen. It sounds serious, smart, urgent. Housel pointed out how this plays out in the media. Financial headlines are dominated by warnings and gloom. Recessions, crashes, inflation, instability. These messages dominate not necessarily because things are truly bad, but because pessimism draws clicks and attention. It's more captivating. But the data tells a different story. Over the long term, life tends to improve. Stock markets rise, economies grow, and healthcare advances. For example, deaths from heart disease in the US have fallen 70% since 1950, saving hundreds of thousands of lives every year. That's slow, quiet progress. Compare that to a single plane crash or a corporate bankruptcy, sudden events that make headlines and leave an emotional mark. Housel also noticed that pessimism feels more intellectual because it appears cautious, but it often misses a critical truth. The world adapts. When experts warned the world would run out of oil, they didn't factor in breakthroughs like fracking. When newspapers declared economic doom during the 2008 crisis, they overlooked how quickly systems would evolve and recover. Pessimism doesn't account for how markets and people change. Even Stephen Hawking, after being diagnosed with motor neuron disease at age 21, said he set his expectations to 0. From that point on, every improvement felt like a bonus. That simple shift in mindset reflects a powerful kind of optimism, not blind hope, but a belief in possibility despite uncertainty. Housel emphasizes that one reason pessimism dominates is because bad news happens fast, while good news takes time. Sudden tragedies grab us. But progress, like compound interest, is slow and often invisible. If we don't learn to see that, if we only respond to the loud and scary, we risk missing the long-term gains that optimism can bring. Key takeaways. 1. Pessimism is seductive. It feels urgent and protective, even when it's misleading. 2. Optimism is quieter and more gradual, but historically it aligns more with how the world actually works. 3. People tend to overreact to short-term risks and underappreciate long-term progress. 4. Markets and societies adapt. Pessimists often forget this and assume trends move in straight lines. 5. To grow wealth and confidence, you need to resist the emotional pull of pessimism and keep a long-term, balanced outlook. This audio is created and narrated by Ch.17.